And good evening, welcome along to the podcast. It is, of course, the Tuesday Club with the Day Trippers. Tonight on the podcast, we said we'd be live at 8:30. We aren't. It is now 13 minutes to 9 for those in England. However, those who are in Ireland will know that it is actually 8:30 because of Dublin time. So deal with it. We told you before, everyone needs to follow us on Dublin's time, and that's all that matters. Right, tonight on the show, we are going to talk about pre-season and everything that's been going on. I'm joined, of course, by Alison Becker.
He's better looking than Alison Becker.
Shawnee aka Shawnee Lawson to everyone else.
You look great.
You're looking well, Shawnee. Shawnee, how was that hug? What was that hug? What was that hug?
Look into the distance.
If you could look at the camera there, Sean, instead of the television, that'd be handy. That's great. Thanks very much.
I'm not used to the lifestyle.
I know. Beside him, of course, is Ray Brady. You may remember Ray Brady's other evil twin brother who used to come in. It's like Despicable Me 3. Do you remember when your man, the evil lad, has a big hairy brother? Well, that's Ray Brady. That's turned up for the podcast this year.
I'm not Grill.
Yeah. You're not Drew. You're Drew. DJ Mikey straight on. Hi, can you find out off Grizz for an update in Feck here? Hang on a second. I'll buzz him now on the bat phone. I'll come back to you later. And beside him, of course, is Neil Gray.
How are you?
Also known as the Dublin Neil Klopp.
Kildare Klopp,
actually. Blair Klopp, what? Hair Klopp?
Kildare Klopp.
Flop. So, lads, are we all feeling in good form this evening?
Super.
That's good. That's the main thing.
Just on the Lewis there.
Just on the Lewis. We enjoyed the Lewis.
It's like a carnival, man.
Was it wild?
The red line, especially.
Man, I'll coach your face up with this carnival.
That's absolutely. But before we get into the red line, the red Lewis line as opposed to the green Lewis line, let's remember that this podcast, the Tuesday Club, of course, is brought to you in association with RedsBet. And RedsBet is a betting site tailor-made for Liverpool supporters. RedsBet aims to share half of their net profits with Liverpool supporters and fan causes. So no matter what, the fan ends up a winner. Check out the odds. Check out the odds on RedsBet.com or download the RedsBet app and share the glory and gamble responsibly. And we do know that the guys in RedsBet will be having some. I think there's the fantasy football will be kicking off soon. So if you can, you'll see some specials coming up. And I've done a flashy graphic on screen for anyone who's watching. Shawnee's looking to see what's going on. Shawnee normally watches this at home, but anyway, there it is. But of course, get on with the RedsBet lads. They're sound out. Right, lads, moving on.
You prick.
Where am I? Literally, where am I? I'm lost as ever. I didn't see there's the RedsBet thing, lads. Yay. Anyway, now as I was saying to you, first of all, the highlight of the weekend, Tomorrowland. Right, who's your favourite act? Mine was Culture set was just absolutely brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, cheers. That's great. Okay, so
for that answer,
we're talking about the Disney film tomorrow.
The Avicii hologram was the best.
Have you seen the documentary about Avicii? It's very sad.
Neil, if you don't talk into that microphone, I will kill you.
I am. It's right there in front of me. What do you want me to do? Shove it up me pipe?
Possibly, we might get more sense out of
the Avicii hologram was deadly.
The Avicii hologram?
No.
Helicam or Holycam?
The Avicii Helicam, he's just said.
Well, there's helicams all over the place with these drones these days.
The drones. Ray, you love the drones. Shawnee, talk into the mic. I'm not going to say it again. That's the better. That's better. You have it right on the money there. So, lads, look, let's move along. The main question on everyone's lips that's sitting there around tonight is Fekir. Quick up the nose.
Hang on, woman. You in there, I'll coach you up.
Fekir.
That wasn't the Lewis, that was the Fekir klaxon.
Is it, yeah?
Every time
every time you mention Fekir going on, it appears. Lads, Fekir, tell me about it, right? Do we think this is going to happen? Do we think this is eventually going to happen? Shawnee, I know you're the most positive man outside of Ray and all the other lads who are really positive, but
no.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No?
Not now. I think, like, we obviously, like, Michael Edwards has proved to be, like, very good at his job.
Yeah.
And we had him in the jersey and all, we all seen the league picture.
Right.
But I think there's a correlation with the Chamberlain injury that where we seen what happened to Chamberlain, we've looked, seen what's wrong with Fekir.
Yeah.
And the club aren't willing to gamble under the circumstances that Aulis wants in order for us to get him. So I think it's dead.
You think the deal is dead?
I think the deal is dead.
Ray, you sit there in your LA t-shirt and
boxers.
And boxers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is Fekir joining or what?
I'll be honest. I I would have said predominantly no, but I still have a feeling that the finance aspect of it, and considering he seemed to be our sort of first main target, that we really, really wanted him, and surely they knew about existing injuries before they would have went for the player. I'd like to think that there's a little bit of play there for them to sort of renegotiate on finances, whether it be appearance-based, a cheaper insurance policy, blah blah, the likes of that.
Refund clause.
Yeah, well, basically, I mean, they're basically going to have to hand out big on the insurance. So some type of middle ground with them and Leon in that regard. I'm 70% now he's not signing, but I still think there might be work on in the background.
Okay. Nilo?
I'd be very surprised, purely from the way that FSG look at transfers for resale value and for age and all the variables they take into account. But one of, like, if he has ropey knees, I can't see them signing him at all. I just think it's, and then when you hear them saying, "I will give you your money back" and all, it sounds mental. It's not.
You reckon?
Yeah, it's not mad. I wouldn't take and even get holiday insurance stuff.
We never got around to it last week, but the deal that was being talked about, like, they were looking for a receipt, essentially. They're looking for a warranty. How do you get a warranty on a player? Should have got a warranty on storage, but anyway, we'll come back to that later on.
Jesus, you had a warranty on storage. No, look, I think every Liverpool fan wants the deal to happen, because, to be honest with you, like, he's a number one target. Van Dijk dragged out. But to be honest with you, I just love for tomorrow for the club's mouthpieces who seemingly know nothing anymore to come out and just link us with an alternative.
Right, well, exactly.
Like,
so
I'm
that's
not mad on the idea of it being Fekir or nobody.
Yeah.
With Alisson, I could see the sense, because there's no point of us skimping and buying a middle tier player again. But like, we've bought plenty of attacking players and developed them into world-class players and moved them on. And there's loads of those types of players around at the moment like that.
I
like
think
the likes of Ziyech. There's loads out there.
I think there's players within the squad or within the current club who can fulfill the role of that if the Fekir thing doesn't come true. I mean, everybody's forgetting about Lallana because he missed the whole of the season.
Yeah, he's still a really good
favourite
footballer
person in the whole world, nearly.
Yeah. But aside from that, like,
and then you've young lads coming through as well. I mean, I don't know, Ojo, but does he suit that kind of position?
I don't think so.
But it might create an opportunity for someone else, for lads at the club, rather than buying into talent. I mean, the win that we've had so far has been amazing. So I would really just be icing on the cake. And I don't think it's essential for the squad. So I can't see them pushing too hard and taking a chance on someone.
Okay. Let me bring it back on one thing, because, and I think it is very relevant to this debate. Klopp recently has been very much in the place of saying, "I have my first choice. If I don't get my first choice, I'm not interested in anything else." Right? Yeah. Is if does this not test
a caveat to that, though? Would that not be in a case of, as in, I can't get him over? You know what I mean? As in, he's still going to be available. I'm not. If I don't get him now, I might in the future. That's why he didn't really have a second choice. Whereas in this instance, this is an injury apparently stopping it. So it's not I can go back to the table and he's more available the next time. It's the same injury that's going to be there. So,
but who in that instance then? Do you think that the recruitment team, which has done so well so far in this summer, is this a case that they believe that Fekir was all right and they weren't looking at an alternative because they believed that there wasn't going to be these issues with the medical for Fekir? And it's probably now at the point, well, lads, I'm not diving in just to sign somebody for the sake of signing someone. Yeah. I'd rather step back, draw a breath and have a look over the next couple of months as to who we have. As it stands, we know Shaqiri can play number 10. We know that Lallana can be pushed into the attacking midfield position. We know that Keita can play in that position.
Well, Keita's bringing that. His game brings that to the squad, yeah.
But the bit that we probably look a little bit weak on, that Fekir is ideal for, is the front three. And people are talking about this. We're talking about cover for the front three. Shaqiri, to me, was never cover for the front three. He's going into that attacking midfield spot like an Oxlade-Chamberlain. If you want to look at how he's played and how he's going to play in that team, that's more.
Well, if you're saying that's what Shaqiri is, then surely the writing's on the wall. Then the Fekir deal is totally dead, because Shaqiri was literally bought to fill that. Then
I go the opposite way with it. I see Fekir as being one of those at the front three who's going to score goals and who's going to create.
Shaqiri is more cover for Oxlade-Chamberlain, I would have said.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. The thing is with the Shaqiri deal is, I think you can kind of watch that because it's 13 million, and I think it's seen as just good value.
That's a fucking amazing business.
Sure, Klopp said it's a no-brainer himself.
Yeah, exactly. So, when you think about it, is regardless what you think about him as quality, he's won trophy.
No-brainer.
New teeth. The thing, Ray said, like the Fekir one, if you don't sign him now, there's no point of us going back. His price isn't going to change. Olis is trying to kick him out the door. He hasn't stopped talking. If we wanted it done, it'd be done by now.
I think though, if it is going
it
to
could drag on though. You're saying that it's going to go to
I
deadline day.
I said that when this whole thing broke before the World Cup, I said this would be a deadline day transfer. This is the Lacazette transfer all over again from last season.
That's the same club.
Dragged on, and it was deadline day when Arsenal finally done the deal. And if you look now, all of a sudden, oh yeah, the August the 9th, it's going to be manic. There's going to be a storm that week. Like, he's trying to hold out for the best price possible for Leon, for the best terms possible for Leon, and he's the type who'll leave it right to the death. But if it's going to be the difference between having an unhappy player at Leon and they can get in a replacement, he'll hold out to the death, let him go for whatever the deal is on the table. So what did Lacazette go for in the end? For 50 million?
50 million,
and there was talk at one stage it was 80 and 90 million in terms of it was.
When a decision like that is made, right, on a, so I sort of asked this before in regards, a throwback to the Remy thing, how we sort of, we refused him and he was taken on at Chelsea, even though the same complaints. Yeah. So is this down to our medical team literally saying that it's not, there's a possibility he's going to crock himself again? There's a high percentage chance that he's going to crock himself again with his knee, or would it be an insurance thing where he couldn't be insured? And I'm sure I don't know the finance deals on insurance, but is that a huge factor in transfers where they say that's going to cost you 5 times a normal insurance policy on a player because his knee is out?
Liberty do great deals.
Like an claims
Win insurance.
he's
Liberty Insurance for all your insurance needs, including dodgy knees footballers.
He's only 18 months and there's no claims bonus.
If his knees go, it's only a step back in the no claims bonus instead of losing the whole lot.
Could be 3 or 4 grand a year.
From what I gathered was, I think the club have reservations about the job that was done on his knee. So apparently there was a botched surgery done on his knee, and when we looked into it,
I gave you that red microphone to imagine it's a pair of ladies' lips, so when you're talking, you talk into
I don't kiss.
straight
in, no kissing.
Yeah, dead right.
Fantastic. So I'll just put it. Stephen O'Connor on YouTube there says, if Fekir is dead in the water, do you think we'll find an alternative? Which we're discussing. He said, but he does put a good point that I wanted to move on to next. Is that I'm also all in for getting a centre back, as Clavin isn't good enough and Matip is always injured. Now I would argue the point on Clavin that he is actually good enough for a 4th choice centre back, for a guy who you're not going to build a defence on, but need him to come in for certain games. He's more than capable of doing it.
Right, boy.
We have what's the other lad?
Gomez
as well. Yeah.
Right.
But no, well, I'd say the whole issue with that whole thing is, we're all looking at that. Clavin's not bad. Matip might do a job. Gomez could do a job. All in the hope that they're partner in VVD. Yeah. And if that doesn't, if it works the other way and Van Dijk is the one that's out, then it really fucking fucks things up altogether. Then you're talking Lovren and one or the other, or Matip and Clavin, right. And so that's the issue where you take the main cog out of there and it weakens us tenfold.
Yeah, those kills us.
Jeez, I'm depressed after that.
An injury to Van Dijk could be season ending.
No, it isn't.
Look, I know what you're going to say. Matip and Lovren were actually... No, listen.
I'm going to say something else. The signing of Alisson completely changes our defence in the absence of Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Where we previously had an average goalkeeper between the sticks, and I'm not putting names, we'll get onto that in a while, right? Where we had an average goalkeeper, so that if we had issues with our 2 centre-backs or 1 centre-back that was there, right? Now we have a goalkeeper who makes a difference when you have that gap in your defence. Now you have a fella who saves you, we're hoping saves us 12 points as opposed to somebody who's going to give away 6. Yeah. Right? And that's the key difference that's here. So when people are getting worried about Van Dijk getting injured,
people should be worried about saying his name, never mind getting injured.
It's now changed. This has fundamentally changed as to how we would have been able to see things on season. So, somebody's out there, Canuck, I don't know what his name is, get Harry Maguire in. I wouldn't let Harry Maguire stand. I would rather re-sign Martin Skirtle than sign Heffalump Head.
That's a great show.
What's it?
Yari Mina on loan.
Yeah, Martin Mina on loan from Barcelona.
That's a great show.
That's a great show.
Yeah. He's a monster.
Yeah.
All I know is what I seen of him in that game with England, and he looked a beast.
Yeah. He played in Brazil, and there's a couple of Brazilian lads in the job who were saying like he would be perfect beside Van Dijk. And even if you're
Wasn't
getting
there a bit of rumour? There was a bit of talk
that
about it,
was at the
wasn't
start, but I think the thing is that Barca are under pressure. Not that they can only have so many South Americans on the team, and they're fucking signing loads of them now. That's why Coutinho's trying to get in Portuguese citizenship, so he can
he gets a
so he's
European
exempt
passport,
from
so he's
that rule.
exempt from the South
So
American.
it was looking like Barca were trying to find a home.
So you're saying
for a couple of
that
seasons.
potentially Coutinho might be sold by Barcelona?
Could be.
So would you sign Coutinho as a Fekir replacement?
Just give him the money back.
I'm just thinking because we were talking about raising 100 million in sales.
Yeah.
Which just happened to fit nicely, saying that give 100 million there. There you go.
Yep.
I'd imagine Barca still.
You kind of forgot a little bit how good he is, and you see him in the World Cup. You go, he's fucking brilliant.
I'd imagine Barca still always a rake of cash for Coutinho. So if it come to deadline day, do you ever see when you're trying to rush them deals over? And you have like toys with a club, I'd imagine we can go to Barca saying like, look, listen, there can be a compromise reach with all the money always for Coutinho. Give us a lend, yeah man, Mina for a year.
Oh, the Barca
They
asked him
always
to
don't
ring
they?
Real for Ramos.
Oh, would you say give us Mina and Ousmane Dembele, and Dembele being your Fekir
you know,
replacement?
I have a feeling.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
I think
It's not the
It's
one
like
that
Song was
no,
years ago.
it's not the overrated one that's at Spurs that people were saying was the
Who's
best
your man? Who's your
midfielder in
man at
England.
Celtic have one too, haven't they?
yeah, they all have
Which
them.
Dembele is
No,
this?
this is Ousmane Dembele. This is the really good one. This is the French
They
one.
barely got a look in for France, and they barely got a look in for Barca last
But
year.
it's really good.
deadly.
He was brilliant at
They signed
Dortmund.
him for
Barca
like
only signed him,
120 million or
yeah,
something.
exactly.
Yeah, never seen him play.
No, see, what's his name?
Steve Brown said, get Ramos in, man after me on the head.
What was saying, like, Lovren and Matip's record, like, I know whatever you think about them technically, the record was actually half decent when they played a lot of games together last year. And like Phil was saying, we've Alisson in goal now, so it does take massive pressure off the centre backs.
And Fabinho too.
But Matip being injured again
Firmino's not
just
playing
goes to
centre-back.
show that we actually can't depend on him being back up or even first choice, because we don't know. We'd imagine when Lovren is fit and he's back, it's going to be him and Van Dijk again. But Lovren has missed games here and there. Matip missed games here and there. Gomez is an awful injury record.
As
I
a
think
centre
they go in-
half, you're going to pick up bookings as well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So I think the more I look at it, I think centre back would actually be more of a necessity than signing a Fekir type player.
I'm just looking at the names people are saying up there. I haven't a clue.
Okay, the one. Let's move along because it is.
Your man over
at this,
Atletico was the ideal.
Boateng is pissed, by the
Obviously.
way.
Boateng isn't pissed.
He's finished.
You just said finished. You think every player at Bayern Munich is finished?
He is finished. Why are you trying to get rid of him?
Frank Ribery is 57 years of age, and
is he still playing?
before you were born.
Drugs and
Frank,
No, why are
Frank
Bayern
Ribery-
kicking him out the gate? Bayern
Who?
don't sell their players willy-nilly.
Wonga.
Exactly.
Willy
Because
Wonka.
he's done. He's a big turkey.
He's not done.
Since
He's
this
gone.
Boateng chap was in the World Cup,
Yeah.
he's fucking brilliant. He was never in the youth.
There's people saying Matt Hummels, and I swear to God, if anybody is
Lovren is better than Hummels.
he's at the same levels, and people go, "Ooh,
They're
that's
actually
impossible."
very similar,
Matt Hummels.
him and Hummels.
Hummels has the most amazing ability to have a huge error for him in a big game, and he's
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Well, I'm not used to that.
He'll fit right in.
We're only getting... I'm only talking about the keeper who makes bigger... actually, I forgot. We're not allowed to talk about...
who?
Who shall not be named.
No, let's.
I don't want Iker Casillas knocking on my door. Like, the slap the ears out of me.
But he knows
You've only got one.
Well, you've been knocking on his door pretending to be Alison Becker at the same time. How are you?
No.
How are you?
Becca will be a better keeper.
Well,
than
no,
Casillas was.
but anyway, right, moving on. Transfers are all the rage. We'd love to know who's coming in, but there is a huge amount of outs. And YNWA Ahmed asks, white T-shirt guy. I'm assuming that's you, Sean.
You'll do nothing.
Who the fuck is
say?
that guy? Go on, say it, Johnny. Go on. There. Johnny, do it.
You'll do nothing. I didn't put a big spin on it. Like, you'll do fucking nothing.
Who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Right, lads. the outs. There has to be many outs because we've got a squad of many players that we don't want.
And
right?
FSG out need somewhere to hang that coat.
Isn't that doing the rounds at the minute? The totals up to 100 million.
Well,
It's more who's not for sale than who is.
I think it's great because yesterday morning a list came out and it didn't mention Karius, right?
Who
But by
produced
the end,
the list out, Phil?
it was put out in the media
By whom?
by many newspapers.
Mate, is it made up like?
No, the big Liverpool journals.
Yeah,
but
but
okay.
the players tweet
Oh no, let me go back. Let me go back. Right.
under possible outs as the
Okay. Who was on the list?
Now the thing is, right, when the list started yesterday morning, Mignolet was on it, right? And
Barca apparently.
yeah, and Ings and Ojo and Markovic
Origi.
and Origi, yeah, and Grujic. Right, well, Grujic is a loan deal. It's a loan deal that's agreed if he signs a new contract with us, right? And that was about it, I think, right? By the end of the day, there was another 11 players added to that list, including Karius, right?
John Barnes.
John Barnes was put on the
Jan
list.
Mulby.
Mulby was
Just
back on the
needs to lose a
list.
bit
And the whole lot. However, I think it's clear that Origi is gone. I think Sturridge has saved his bacon.
Yeah.
Because I have to say, and we'll talk about Sturridge when we talk about the Man City match, but he really looks like he has a hunger in him. And if managed right, you potentially can get the right effect and the right need from Daniel Sturridge in the last year of his Liverpool contract.
And he's in America now to save a few quid in the flights for when he gets injured.
For when he gets injured, he can just get
hang on
fixed
there.
before
They're
the
getting
season's
like that from Florida.
behind. But lads, Origi for 27 million. Origi for 27 million to Valencia. Would that be up there with the best deals we've ever done?
That'd be the best deal we did this window.
What is the best? What would you Jordan? No, you're getting 15 million for him. That's fucking ridiculous.
Brad
No,
Smith.
4 million
Hang on,
for your
hang
man
on.
Phillips.
Brad Smith, we got 12 million for him or something.
30 odd million for Andy Carroll.
Yeah.
Did we get 30
Yeah.
We nearly broke even on the Andy
Yeah.
Carroll deal.
I don't believe you.
And Benteke, we only lost 2 million on the Benteke deal.
Million a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And if Mignolet, I'll tell you this, if Mignolet goes for 12.5 million, we'll have made a profit on him.
Except now, I've lost years off my life over him though.
I know,
We're
but
doing Chelsea. I think we're paying clubs to say that they're paying more for them.
do you reckon? Yeah.
Do you reckon?
Brown envelopes
Michael
out
Evans.
back.
It's a Ponzi
Yeah,
scheme.
look, listen.
Great shout by Stephen Brown, formerly of the old Tactics board.
Mane gone.
Outside of Mane gone. Torres for 50 million to Chelsea.
Yeah, like, and considering
come in at the
there was
time.
a massive
Heartbreak. It was just because he ended up
there
being
was a
shite.
massive
Who's still
emotional
crying?
attachment to Torres.
Still crying, yeah.
I
was
think
a-
it's all going to come down. I think it's a Ponzi scheme. Michael Evans has to set
Yeah.
up. It's all going. He's going to do a bunk with a load of money, and then we won't no contracts or nothing. Allison will have to go down and go to Everton or something.
Well, we have been decent, haven't we, in the last few years?
That's
Getting fucking ridiculous money for players. we
Football
thought were geeks.
365 puts a good shout in. We also made a profit on Sacco. We sold him for 18 and sold him for 26 million.
Yeah. No, Steve, that is a great point, Steve Brown, because there was a lot of emotional involvement with Torres leaving. He was like the great white hope and all at the time. We went
Kevin Stewart.
08-09. But the thing is, what people fail to realise is Torres was probably shy for a season and a half before he left.
He down
Well, at
tools he
least
had.
half a season.
The
anyway,
only
yeah,
game
it's
he
true.
had, the only decent game he had was against Chelsea. and that's when he
Torres
should
was
get
in
moved.
bits from the
Birmingham away.
2010 when he was rushed back through the knee injury, destroyed his knee, and was never had the burst of pace
Yeah.
that he had after that point.
Yeah, I love
Now
him.
that's a great one. Stewart for Robertson, the swap deal when we sent Kevin Stewart to Hull and we got
Unbelievable.
Robertson
Yeah,
in return.
outrageous business.
Say we've changed our number. And
And I think you could hear. You didn't even.
We
you
definitely
could hear
blocked-
the grounds on Twitter when we saying 8 million for this fella off Hull. No,
Yeah. What was that?
I'd say we blocked Hull on WhatsApp after that.
If your man rings, tell him I'm not in.
Where's that Liverpool crest gone?
Jürgen, I only wanted a chat.
Who's that on the phone? It's Hull. Tell him I'm not here. Tell him I'm not here. Andy, shut the fuck up.
Look, the Chirivella, the people are talking about. I don't know. I haven't seen much from Chirivella to say good. I'll tell you one thing. Of these outs, Ings, they're talking about 20 million for Ings. He will do a job for somebody. won't he?
Newcastle, Southampton.
Newcastle would be a good shout. Southampton would be a good shout as well.
Burnley.
Southampton are crying out for goals.
The thing is as well,
I don't know why they sign Ings beyond me.
Burnley like as well. Burnley are in Europe this year,
Ready?
and they're in the Europa League.
They won't
so
be in Europe after 2019.
why?
So they're all getting kicked out of the EU.
No, they'll break that. I think there's going to be a European war.
Is there?
Yeah, because they're going to say, listen, we're just not paying this all the money we always say. Right, we'll have a good war then.
No, but they don't
all
need
right,
it. They just go, right, you're not getting any imports
What we say,
whatsoever,
sound
so we're not buying any of your
Germans
stuff.
ain't gonna have
Conscription
that.
for us Irish lads into the British Army.
You're talking to the microphone, don't come over.
Sorry,
I told you, I'll cut your hair
sorry,
off.
Philip.
Right? What's left of it
No.
after growing
What's
back?
getting there? It's not left of it.
Interesting Mane getting the number 10, wasn't it?
It's getting
Great.
there.
Did he get a new contract?
Yeah.
Who?
Mane.
Mane? Yeah,
Gucci
5-year
Mane.
contract.
What?
Yeah.
I missed this.
Did you?
I seen him getting the number 10 jersey. So we got a new contract as well.
Yep. Well, he hasn't signed it yet. He has it there, just there. Yeah, I'm going to sign it in a minute. I'll sign it in a minute.
That's why he wasn't smiling on the tread.
I mean, there's something I see. You know this crap going on.
Did you
about-
sign that? Yeah, I signed it in a minute. You know when in pre-season or when you used to play for your clubs, you signed up for him. Yeah. I'm just going to have a shower force and I'll sign it now in a second.
I know what's going
It's on the
on about
bonnet. Yeah, the pen's in the car. I have a pen here. It's a pen's in the. You have to sign it with your own pen.
See, shows the level you are playing, I feel.
Well, you know the thing that's going around about Cardias, yeah?
That's it.
What?
You know the thing's
Signing
going around
that.
about Cardias.
No, we'll come back to that. No, we'll come back to that. Right? Anyway, the question I have is,
Who the fuck is that guy?
all I'm asking is simple as this: who do you want to see gone most? Out of the group of lads that are being leave.
Oh, Regi.
You want to
Do
leave?
you know what? If you had said to me between Sturridge and Origi, one of them's gonna come back with a dog shit attitude, and one of them's gonna come back with a rocket in the arse, you would have reversed roles and said Sturridge in the last year of his contract's gonna piss him out. Back.
Yeah,
Like you said, he's like a different animal.
Origi is reverted
my.
back to. Remember when we loaned him back out to, who did we buy him off originally? And we left him
Leo.
out there for a year, and he got voted in the worst
Leo.
team, the worst 11. Origi when
When he went back to
we
Lille,
signed him
remember?
and we lent him back to Lille for
That's
a
right,
season,
Lille.
and in that season he was voted by French fans as the
shittest
worst,
footballer in the league or
the
something.
worst striker. In
Can I
the league.
suggest a different way? So we've made loads of money over the years, right? And we're in positive net spend territory, right? Question I have for you is, could we just for this summer do Melwood Island where where we get to watch it right, on a highlights package, and we get to decide who goes first, right?
That is a quality idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a really good idea.
We get to see them train every day, and then we decide who's putting the effort in, who isn't putting the effort in. You get Klopp coming into a diary room saying, "Yeah, can I fucking stand your man? He's
Breaking his
wrecking
body
himself."
half in 30 seconds.
And I get like Markovic on a guitar and things like this. Just to
Yeah.
to
I
win
like
over
it,
the
I
public
like
vote.
it.
Yeah,
That's a good one,
But
Phil.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It speaks volumes of how bad Origi is being. Is that like any other year I would have said Markovic is still fucking here. I'd rather us kept. I'd sooner keep Markovic than Origi.
But it's not who you want to get rid of. Who's going to take some of them?
Nah, they'll always find
Who's going
somebody.
to take Markovic?
Pez United.
See, I would have kept Markovic back in Melwood Island. I keep Markovic back as one of these lads who comes in halfway through. Nobody knows he's coming, and all of a sudden he just peers in with his t-shirt on, rocking in the summer look and the whole pair of flip
I've never
flops.
seen Love Island, so I don't
Neither
know.
way, I'm just making this up.
Have you seen
I
Markovic?
like the idea.
My
Throw
ref-
in a couple of bush tucker trials, and they can say, "I'm a footballer. Get me out of here." That means they're gone. Then
Yeah, Markovic
that
won't
means
be
they're
saying-
gone out of the
Markovic won't be
club.
saying
It's like writing off your contract.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I'm a footballer,
Brilliant.
get me out of
Yeah.
here. And what you have is you have all the other teams going, now we'd like to take Divock because
Yeah.
we believe we can give him a good home. Right?
It's like it's like a fucking lost animal show. Just put them all in cages, and so you can walk along. I don't want him.
Well, they are in America.
Just put them all in baskets and leave them outside the fire station.
Just off the main stage behind the curtains, and the,
Like getting a dog off the
the
RSPCA.
other club owners are there giving their sob story,
Yeah.
the backstory as to why they need a striker. Or
Yeah, this one has the mange. We'll take him. He has fleas. Keep walking.
And then at the end of each week, you have your Pete, your fella off LFC TV comes in and they stand around in a circle.
They do a live utilisation of whoever's left.
We're just putting him to sleep.
Next
this
week, I'm sad to tell you, but you pick out all the names and say, you'll be joining us again next week. Whereas you, Divock, you are free to leave.
It's like them
They have a black plastic bag and a taxi fare. Out you go.
Divock Origi, it might be you.
No, them ads on the telly you can adopt
Day
a donkey.
143 in the big Melwood household. Divock still can't figure out how to put his boots on.
You know that ad on the telly where you can adopt a donkey?
Yeah.
That's how we could get a few quid, couldn't we? Adopt a Divock.
What?
Adopted
You know
Divock.
the donkey with the big hooves that no one has minded and it's out in the field and it's covered in shit? None of them ones. Would you like to adopt a donkey?
This week, Loris Karius has lost his safety from eviction.
Poor Loris.
To save Markovic, press 1. You can text us on 57.
Who goes?
You decide. Yeah, we send
Brilliant,
you the votes.
brilliant.
And then whoever gets knocked out, right? We can then get the outrage on social media saying that you never walk alone. Like, there's no abuse going on anywhere. Just you never walk. I've seen terrible abuse, that the imaginary abuse that's going on. All I've seen is people telling me that there's abuse going on all over the shop. I've seen worse abuse being thrown at loads of Liverpool players over the years, so I'm lost this. Anyway, Loris Karius, Neil is going after the Jacks. So let's have a chat about Karius while he's gone, because he was dying to talk about him.
Shit. That's the day, son.
Get out. Anyway, I'll move it along to the Karius conundrum, right? Sean, you're quite vocal on Twitter there about your support for Loris.
Yeah, it's not support. Twitter is full of dickheads, to be honest with you, and it's a massive echo chamber, especially the Liverpool one. It's just an echo chamber of people who think that the owners are shit, people who are inventing terms for statistics. It's full of all sorts, especially, and it's because we're in the echo chamber. 80% of who I'd follow on Twitter is Liverpool fans, and you go in and you see some of the shit aimed at Karius, and it's like, it's completely uncalled for. Like, you even said it in the group the other day. He made the first mistake in the friendly the other day, and the hyperbole was fucking crazy. Like, it wasn't even that bad. People were going, man. Now, in fairness, in the Champions League final, emotions were high. We all said, look, he has to be ruthless. At the end of the day, the fella's human. He makes mistakes. But one thing people seem to be forgetting, and this is actually what an Arsenal fan said to me, what Liverpool fans haven't taken into account is that Loris Karius cost €4 million. Sorry. We got a £4 million goalkeeper.
€6 million now.
Yeah. We got a £4 million goalkeeper. That's what he is. Like, the holding abuse at him isn't going to change. And I understand, like, I could put Marouane Fellaini as me avatar and call myself Fellaini-esque or something and rip United players on a daily basis. It doesn't mean I'm the voice of United fans. But I seen it firsthand. I was at the Sevilla game in Anfield at the Champions League, and Karius was getting pelters, and he wasn't doing a whole lot wrong.
Look, I think James Pearce.
Different though.
Oh no, James Pearce tonight is saying that Karius Klopp wants to keep Karius as his number 2, right, and wants him as the backup to Alisson, because let's be honest about it, he's under contract. There's no need for Klopp to sell him. Sean's point is well made. He's a £4 million goalkeeper, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a market for him in Germany, but he's going to play in the
Carling Cup.
The Carling Cup. He's going to play in the FA Cup. 2 pointless trophies that we've no interest in, right? But he won't play in the Champions League and won't play in the league.
Okay, so that's you looking at it from a club point of view. If what we're talking about here is how bad all this is affecting Karius, on a personal point of view for him, I think he needs to be playing ball somewhere regularly rather than sitting on the bench watching us fucking
waiting for us
sucking Alisson's cock because he's deadly.
Not even
meanwhile,
that.
He's just sitting on the bench for 70% of the games and only getting a run every couple of weeks. I don't know how that helps him.
So would you keep Mignolet then, who's sitting there on $100,000 a week doing nothing?
No.
Well, that's how I look at it on a finance basis.
I think Mignolet is a better backup keeper than Karius.
I would agree with you. Yeah. I think Mignolet is a
perfect backup keeper.
An acceptable level number 2. That's all he is.
Oh, come on, lads. I think we're just fuzzing our memory a little bit on how bad Mignolet was.
I
never seen Mignolet make. The thing is, Karius was exceptional second half of the season. I don't look into statistics, but from what our gathered Phil was saying, he was a top 4 quality keeper. He had 2 massive gaffes in the biggest game of his career. It's Gav Doyle said it. It's not about ability anymore. His head is gone. Right. There's so many variables to the whole Karius thing. Him getting lashed out of it. There's so many ways it could have been handled differently. He was hung by the club by a false concussion statement. That's just my opinion. And then he would have given himself a chance, but he's going putting these videos on Twitter and all on his holiday and all. And look, he's entitled to do that. The chap's human at the end of the day, and he's on his holidays. But that's just giving people a bigger stick to beat you with. As soon as you fuck up.
No, you need. If you do that, right, you need to back up your bravado with performance.
Exactly.
And when your first performance is the Tranmere performance in pre-season, right? You've destroyed any chance you have of getting over that mistake that you've made in the Champions League final. And when you follow that up again with the game, the first time we've played decent opposition in pre-season, and forget the first one, right? It was amazing though. After the first mistake, and it's not even a mistake, it's just a bad clearance, right? Nothing comes of it, right? He actually does really well to be out where he was, to win the ball in the first instance. He was miles outside his box, sweeps up well. It's just a bad clearance after that, right? The goal the third goal we give away, that's a bad mistake. Right? I know David Priest, and I respect his opinion on goalkeeper, etc., but he's wrong there. He has to do better.
I have an opinion on the whole situation. Now there's people saying Klopp has a duty of care and all that. At the end of the day, right, he had a contract, he signed it, he's a professional, he's not fulfilling it, so just go. Simple, just get rid of him. What's this shit we have to mind him and rub his back and all?
Just some of the crap online, Neil, is mental.
Exactly, that'd be sort of my thinking on it. You can't be 1 week putting out a video of you, a professional video that looks like an advert for a Hugo Boss model, right? And then second week, then giving out about a lashback on social media over big performance. The game demands that you'll get the praise when you play well, and you'll get shit when you play bad. That's football the world over. If you don't like it on social media, it's going to happen on the back page of paper. It's going to get you. And it's not without claim. Any of the shit being thrown on him, it's not, you were shit and he wasn't. He pulled off blinders. He was shit and he got called out for being shit. He made a fuck up and he got called out for being fuck ups. It's tough, but that's the game. And if it's a social media that's getting to him, get off it. Get off the fucking thing. It's the same. If there's something like you don't want, it doesn't affect you. What you don't know doesn't hurt you.
It's the mix of Ayr fans being totally unforgiving and him just not being good enough.
Well, I must have missed it.
Like I'm Troy beyond the fence, right? He was good to watch. Like I was saying, do you know what? I felt sorry for him, but then I read today, and I know it's an article, and you need to look into these articles because things are said in context. But he said that the club didn't run the purchase of Alisson by him. Well, like, listen, they're not obligated to, Chief. No. If they turn around and say, look, listen, he's coming in, you book up. If you don't like it, go. Get on to your agent and tell him you want the move. Now, that seems to be what's happened in the last couple of days.
Sean, I'm sorry.
We don't have to run it by him, Phil, that was signing Alisson.
Ultimately, Sean, if Jurgen Klopp says that Loris Karius is my number 2, right? Loris Karius gets no say in that until he reaches the final year of his contract and the club want to redeem value of that, right? It's up to him to put his head down and do the amazing and try to dislodge Alisson. And if Alisson gets injured, he gets in and he proves his worth so that he turns around and says, actually, I am the amazing goalkeeper that you said I am, and I'm not giving up this jersey, right? Okay. The thing is, Neil, and this is where the Mignolet argument falls down, and this is about the Mignolet for number 2 is, Klopp has already written Mignolet off. He wrote him off last February, right? He said, no, that's it, I'm done with him. He's never going to be my number 1, right? Somewhere in the back of his mind, Klopp still thinks that Karius has all the tools needed to be a top-level goalkeeper, right? He hasn't given up on him yet because he's not prepared to sell him, okay? So if that's the case, then we're better off having him as number 2 than Mignolet as number 2. And the only other option out of that is you sell them all and you have to go back into the market again. We've got until August the 9th to sign another player. After that, the window's closed and you can't sign anyone. Yeah. Do you create a new headache, or do you say to the player, you're under contract, you're going nowhere, deal with it?
Apart from his ability and all that, what got to me was the discourse with our fans. They were saying, Shawnee mentioned context there. They're saying, oh God, love, we have to mind. And other people are saying, fuck him and all that. The context of it is, he's a footballer and he made a few mistakes. The reality of it is there's homeless people out there. They're the people. That's who we should be worried about, not about some footballer.
Yeah, and to be fair,
get over it.
No, but to be fair, the
and he's
Liverpool
going to get another club and get another job. It's no big deal.
Liverpool fans have tended to be very socially aware when it comes to stuff that's going on around the club and in the greater world. Yeah, like look at the food banks and all the stuff that goes on around Anfield.
They're hypocrites when it comes to it, Phil. Because look, this is going out. I'm telling you now, Alisson is going to make mistakes next year.
I know.
And if they get on his back, we're fucked. Every player makes mistakes. Every single player makes mistakes. The thing is, Phil, you know yourself being a goalkeeper. You can be a striker and have a mare for 90 minutes. I mean, every touch, bobble up, bang, 90 minutes, you score the winner. You could be a goalkeeper, have the game of your life, and drop a clanger in the last minute. And then you're public enemy number 1.
Scrabble out today, the Liverpool fan base, the way he played the game.
But they wouldn't be able to deal
That's
with
my point,
it.
exactly.
There is still fans from the 80s
And it
and
annoys
century
Klopp more than anyone.
who still have this idea that not Klopp, but Grobler was a dodgy keeper. He wasn't. You don't win European Cups. You don't win the amount of league titles you do, and you don't retain your position in the Liverpool in that Liverpool team. We're talking about a Liverpool team that spanned the 80s and was all conquering across Europe and England. Right?
Yep.
Was the benchmark for teams to set themselves again by being a dodgy keeper. He was eccentric. He came for absolutely everything when goalkeepers didn't come for anything. Right? But the one thing he did was, and this is where Karius hasn't done it, right? He was brilliant. I've said to you, I've said it on many occasions, I've said to you and here, Neil, we've been waiting and we waited for the Karius game, the Karius moments, those moments that elevate him from just being a good goalkeeper to the goalkeeper that you rely on when it comes to the big matches. The same goes for Alisson. He comes in with a £67 million price tag. He needs to stamp his authority on that position immediately, because the lens is going to be on him greater than it's been on any other Liverpool goalkeeper since David James signed, and James nearly flopped.
Yeah, but don't doubt yourself. If you do make a mistake, come the next time.
No, but you see what I'm saying? That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, but you can go again, Phil.
Yeah.
The lens is going to be on him more than any goalkeeper in history of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Because his price tag.
Yeah.
You look at Pogba when he moved to United. Like, Sky made it... Like, the thing is with Pogba, he's massively marketable. So, Sky loved it. They milked him. I remember the first game, Southampton. I remember watching it. I remember actually watching it. And
Can you milk a cat, Greg?
So that Alisson is going to be the same. It's the spotlight is going to be on him massively. But to be honest with you, he strikes me as the type of bloke who thinks I really couldn't give a fuck.
No, some pressure.
Okay, lads, I want to move it on again and again and again and again. But two things I want to talk about. One, the return of Daniel Sturridge as we head into the Manchester City friendly tomorrow night. And two, the emergence of Naby Keita into the love triangle of all Liverpool fans' heads. Right, because it's all in there, they all see it now. But as it is, right, we're looking at Naby Keita being the resurrection of every great midfielder in one player of all time. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right, is it true that you have a pair of Naby Keita pants on already?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just, and I already bought a Keita t-shirt. He hadn't even played for us and I bought a Keita t-shirt.
You get tighter every time Keita wants his Keita to play.
I went straight on Love Follow Conquer and seen a Naby Keita t-shirt bought it before he even came over. He was still in Guinea before he came over.
I was in Sega Diallo was telling me to sign it.
Guinea.
Yeah.
Is that real place?
TT Kamara.
That's
country.
Never heard of it.
The TT.
Where, West Africa, is it?
It is actually.
Is it Dr. Congo?
No.
Okay.
Neil,
Yes.
Keita,
Yeah,
your
it's really
impressions.
good. I didn't see the match, Phil. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I was going to try and make up a string of bullshit there.
Shawnee.
I don't want to get carried away, but he's by far the best player I've ever seen. No, he looks quality. He looks quality. Like when pre-season, it's all about fitness and all that. But you ever get when you just see someone and they're like, you can just tell that they're a level above.
Yeah.
Everything he does, he's silk on the ball. He flies into challenges. He's gonna be quality, and you can see now, like Fabinho is quietly going about his business in pre-season, and you can see where his qualities lie. Like you can see the difference he's making to the team isn't as visible as what Keita is doing, because Keita is getting on it and pulling strings and all, but he looks like he was. And even Klopp said he's come from a Leipzig side who press and high intensity like us, and he fits like a glove. Like I can't wait to see him going competitively.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him now.
Lads,
His link up play and with the front has been deadly. Absolutely deadly.
He's fundamental in the resurrection of Daniel Sturridge.
Exactly. He's like, yeah. He's like,
He's fundamental in the resurrection of Daniel Sturridge when he's waving at him when Sturridge is on the bench.
this me friend.
He'd score and do the Sturridge dance and that.
Naby, how's your first week in Liverpool? Yeah, it's great. What do you think of Daniel? Yeah, he's going on loan to Wolves. Sorry, Jurgen, he's not.
Yeah.
He's my friend now. He stays.
The resurrection of
He
Daniel
stays.
Sturridge. Are we going that far?
Well,
The resurrection of Daniel Sturridge.
Yep.
Really? You're
Yep.
going to overstate it?
Nope.
Or is that an overstatement? No?
Nope.
Is he going to play number 10?
nope,
Is he capable of it?
nope.
Okay.
No.
There you go. It's like
The answer to all of those questions was yes, it's just Phil being Phil.
It's not Phil being Phil. I'll tell you what, right? We haven't had a number 9 since
Bobby Firmino.
John Aldridge.
But the thing, Sturridge is still going to. He even admits himself he wants to play off the shoulder of the last defender. The one thing that Keita is brilliant at, from what I've seen, both in the Bundesliga and even in pre-season so far, and when he's been able to transform immediately into the Reds jersey, right?
That's what good players do.
Is that true ball? The ball, and it's the weighted pass. It means that Sturridge doesn't need 15, 20 yards of pace. He's playing on the shoulder. Sturridge is brilliant at anticipating the ball and staying on side and just making a little movement that gets him a half a yard.
And bang.
And then it's an early shot.
Safe to say, I said it then, and now it is cliched now, but still, if you were picking someone one-on-one with a goalkeeper going through, I'd still probably put Sturridge up there ahead of anyone else on the team. I still think he's more clinical than anyone else we've got
Did we
in the
not
team.
just say that what we're missing is possibly a number 10? So, but Keita has that covered nearly, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Because he
But
can
I
do
think
that
he's
final
more- I
ball.
think-
Everything
Intricate
people are
final
saying,
ball.
right, Phil, you said it.
Fuck
You
off.
said it before he came over, and other people read, and I hadn't seen the Bundesliga enough to pass comment on it, but like I'm at to seeing, and there's glimpses of everything people have said, that he does tackle and run around like Mascherano. He has a true ball, he has skill, he's doing step overs and all out in the wing going by fucking fullbacks. He looks a full package.
The thing is,
I know it's a pre-season friendly, but people have been saying this is what he was doing in the Bundesliga as well. So
Neil, you said he can play as a 10.
He has.
Yeah, he
some of
does.
The qualities of a
No,
number
he
10 in the
definitely
game.
does. But I think if you're going to play him solely as a 10, you're clipping his wings. I think you're taking. I think he's so much more to his game than just being a number 10.
I agree. He is not. The problem is he's the type of player we're not used to. He's everything.
Yeah.
He's everything. He's your hard tackling midfielder. He's your link man. He's the player with vision at the top end of the pitch, and he can score goals. We haven't seen it yet, but he can score long range goals.
Yeah.
He is your Steven Gerrard with a slightly more tactical head. And people won't like me saying that.
No,
but,
he is.
But
He is.
He has a little bit more.
Do you know what it is?
He
It's
had
like
the Ojo shot there, and he even went in to head it, and it's just he seems he has that aggression that he was willing to put his head.
The
in
game
on your
is
man's
at his
boot.
pace. It's like the game is at his pace. It's like the ball is always
No.
on the. It's
It's a big shout there, Phil. Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
Is he that good?
He invented football, Keita.
he's the greatest footballer
Ever.
of every pre-season ever. He's even better than pre-season Grujic.
Well, we've yet to see pre-season Grujic, but as soon as we do, remember his header from 35 yards.
Great feet
Yeah.
for a big lad.
Yeah, great feat for a big lad. And
I
we've
like
never seen a
Grujic
player as
though.
tall as Grujic. Never.
No.
Not even the NBA has seen a player as tall as
No.
Grujic.
And his highlight is still his face when Henderson scored against Chelsea.
Yeah, but
Brilliant.
But back
Or
to
a six
Keita.
pack, he's gorgeous.
I asked the question,
Not a bad looking
and it
lad.
was a loaded question. Keita is the key to the resurrection of Daniel Sturridge, and Daniel Sturridge's future at Liverpool has rested on that player to find the pass again that allows Sturridge to be Sturridge. Sturridge hasn't been Sturridge since outside the injuries, but when he's been on the
13,
pitch,
14, he
he hasn't looked it because nobody outside of Suarez and potentially Gerrard has had that ability to play that 5 to 7 yard through ball from about 30 yards deep to the edge of the box. It's always over
do
here.
you
And
know
the
who-
odd time this season, we might play with two up front as well. So then you
Do you
need to
know
give
who
Daniel
can
Sturridge.
Phil?
Yeah.
And we've seen at the World Cup, and people are wondering why did he get the number 10? Mane is a serious footballer as well. He's not just pace and power and skip past and goals. He was playing deep for Senegal at the World Cup, pulling the strings together. So it's mad the weapons that we have now. And look, this is the best Liverpool side of my
Well, but
my
that's what I
lifetime.
said. Maybe do you know the step up in the rest of the squad will sort of negate the drop down in Sturridge, if you know what I mean. How good the rest of them are will sort of nullify his dropping pace, his dropping.
So,
Yeah.
looking at the City match, is there potential for shit to be lost everywhere? If one, we get battered, or two, we bash them.
Of course, because we're fucking fans, and that's what happens when you win in a friendly. It's we're gonna win everything. You lose, it's only a friendly.
Yeah.
You just talk gick, don't you? I don't like
Well,
losing any game friendly or fucking.
Yes and no. I remember the tournament against Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid last season, and when we hockeyed them, it was like, wow, this team has something special about it.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know what I mean?
But the thing is, then we went on to do that to many teams then in the league and in the Champions League after that. Like so, there would be there'd be meltdowns if we were bashed, and then there'd be overreactions if we won. But at the end of the day, it's just pre-season.
Most people are feeling this. Nicotron is saying their best LFC squad since '88. Grizz is on. Grizz, how are you, Grizz? Good to see you, fella. Grizz, will you just tell everyone that's reading the chat there? Haven't you promised to deactivate if we don't sign Fekir? I just want to put that out there. We have, and the best thing is that I have his passwords. I have access to Grizz's account.
Jesus, Grizz, what did you do?
Anyway,
he took a great point. We nearly have as many weapons on the pitch as we do on the fan base.
That's a fair fucking point.
What a gang of gimps.
Lads, the City game, what do we want to see? Because I don't think Salah and Mane ready for this. I think
Klopp had said that the United game would be the first sniff back into the team. So I think he'll do the same again. So I wouldn't hold my breath on getting a result because he's going to prick ground with the team, two different teams, both halves, I'd say.
But would City not do the same?
Possibly, yeah.
City
but
lost
the difference is
well.
their second team is fucking God knows what. I couldn't even tell you about
they've the same issue as United, as Spurs, as the rest of them have.
All away.
They've all been away in international.
Right, well then, fuck it, we're going to hammer them.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
I just, you know what? I'm not going to be honest and say, like, I probably won't watch the game because it's on late. I just hope Karius doesn't do fucking something stupid again. If he plays.
I'm sick of listening to the...
Yeah, because I'm tired of listening to it. Like,
between the stop abusing them, you'll never walk alone, and then the stuff with he's shy, get rid of him, get out of the club. Just wait
until Dublin, Napoli. Yeah. Then when Alisson makes a mistake, you can all blame him. He's lunatics.
Neil, are you looking forward to the game?
I probably will watch it this time, yeah.
But
I don't put too much stock in it because they could be doing 4 or 5 sessions a day and 30, 40 degrees of heat, sure.
Yeah,
who knows what stage City are at, Liverpool are at.
I think the interesting bit would be
and
what the Napoli
before,
performance
bad pre-season, good season. Good pre-season, bad season.
Well, we had a good pre-season last season and we had a great season.
Yeah, that's true. That clearly was absolute wank as it turned out. There you go.
I have to agree. Normally we would have said it, but the issue is that Klopp has completely changed everything.
And his own opinion on big transfers too. Yeah.
Well, look, a lot of people are going to disappear off because Jurgen Klopp has just started his press conference for the match tomorrow. And you have to get to Lewis there. All right. Back again.
Training. I missed my train last week. I was in that train. I didn't go home at 12.
But look, I just want to wrap up. What's your predictions for the match against City?
16-5.
16-5?
Yeah.
Grant. Razor?
4-2.
Grant.
To who?
0-0.
And the last thing I'd say is, will we sign anyone by this time next week?
No.
Right?
No.
Ramos.
Yeah. Ramos. And who will we sell? Sean?
All of them. All the list.
Yeah, the full
list. No, I reckon Origi probably be gone by this time next week.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Did the donkey sanction?
I don't Well, we'll see this week on Melwood, brother.
You never know. Mane as well is still in the balance.
Mane.
I'll be wondering why they didn't announce the contract the same time as the number change.
Told you, he's just going to have a shower first and then he's going to come in and sign it.
Like
but he had to find his pen.
Back for me pen. Well, where's Mane? Yeah. Well, he's actually standing beside Florentino Perez on the telly there.
doing solos.
What's he doing?
In the middle of the Bernabeu.
What's he doing on Real Madrid
That's
TV?
That's not the purple kit.
I take a swap for Ramos.
Huh?
I take a swap for Ramos.
Swap for Ramos. Right, who do we sell by the end of next week?
I don't know. There'll be a few off the list gone, Phil, I'd say.
Yep.
Origi seems to be top of the list. I don't know whether just because people are
I'd be happy
underly impressed with him.
There's a good point made. Mignolet is still getting pelters all over the shop when there's talk about him staying on, right? Yeah, he doesn't seem to get the same treatment as Karius. Now, when it comes to the love, don't be abusing him and don't be getting at him, right?
Mignolet didn't throw the Champions League final away.
No, but he threw a lot. Every other final we played away.
Isn't he? Remember, it was a City in the League Cup final, wasn't it?
When it went through his body.
Scumbag.
Anyway.
Scumbag.
I knew he was going to do it. I fucking knew it.
I knew I'd get him going.
I think the hate for Miggs would have went up tenfold had he done a fucking
I hate
a Magnum advert in fucking the
Magnum
Hollywood
advert,
Hills.
do you reckon? Well, then you never seen his coffee advert because he owns a coffee company in Belgium.
What's it called?
Sounds so Simon Mignolet. I'm not a bit surprised. He owns a coffee company.
Yeah.
And I can picture him with his pinky out drinking
and
it in the ad.
It's not that water that Gerard sells all the time. See the way
Angel Revive.
Yeah, you see Rangers are now drinking it.
What?
No, did you not see it?
Buckfast.
Rangers, they got rid of the Buckfast sponsorship and they brought in Angel Revive.
Yeah. Classic case of being badly advised, isn't it? And Steven Gerrard.
By whom?
There's badly advised.
Stevie's washing money for some gangster in Liverpool. Stevie, if you any crash there, yeah, what can we do? We'll sell bottled water. Who does he think he is? Fucking 50 cent? Angel Revive. Come off it, for fuck's sake.
It's all about coinage. It's all about coinage, Sean. It's all about coinage.
The coinage.
All about the benches.
Right, lads. Right, where we go? Okay, so that's been the Tuesday Club. It's been in association with RedsBet. That has been Alison Becker. That has been Ray Brady. That is, of course, Glasses Man. And I have been Phil Casey. So, look, thanks for joining us. The Fatback 4 will be back at the weekend. And also, who else? Oh, yeah, the Warden Street pod will be out when we sign Fekir this week.
Never.
Yep. And Grizz gets to keep doing it. So, look, thanks for watching. And we'll see you all here this time next week. Same bad tune, same bad channel. Good night and God bless.